So yes, if you've read the title, you know it. I am currently pregnant. Yes, finally. Rudi and I have been trying to fall pregnant for a while now. You know, we've decided December that I left my pill. It's now currently November, so 11 months later, that, you know, I didn't fall pregnant. And from about May, so 6 months, we've been trying really hard to fall pregnant. We've been using the apps, we've been using the calculators, looking for tips, asking people to pray for us. If you did, thank you. Anyways, so like, you know, we thought there was something wrong with us, either myself or Rudi. I had very irregular periods. You know, my last cycle was actually 51 days long. Yes, 51 days. That's a really, really long time. And every month they got longer and longer and longer. And I started getting cramps about halfway through each cycle. And I would get cramps for like 2-3 weeks on end. And it would be pretty bad cramps that I would actually use pain pills for almost on a daily basis. So, you know, as you can imagine, it was pretty uncomfortable. And after a few months of discussing this with Rudi and with some of my friends who are also trying to conceive, they convinced me to finally go see a gynecologist and talk about, you know, what could be wrong, what could be causing this, and how we can improve on it. So long story short, I made an appointment for last week Thursday. I can't remember what the date was then, but anyways, last week Thursday, I think it was the 14th. Anyways, I'll put it up on screen. And I made an appointment for that day, thinking that, you know, I would go and discuss my infertility and my problems and the intense pain I was feeling, and, you know, maybe get some bad news about endometriosis or something like that. You know, I wasn't very sure of what to expect. And let's say it was a Thursday that I was going to the doctor. So early that week, like maybe Sunday, Monday, I started getting a huge breakout on my skin, which I'm still, you know, I'm 28 and I still get acne, so I thought that that was probably just, you know, my normal acne. I started using MAC makeup. I thought it was maybe the makeup. I kind of blamed it on everything else. I was also having like pains in my tummy, but as you can hear, that was something that I get quite often. Jessie wants to say hi. Hi. My firstborn baby. Anyways, and what else did I start getting? Yes, so the Tuesday I went to a workshop and I had an egg mayo sandwich, and I started feeling nauseous that evening, and I really just thought, you know, maybe I ate something that I shouldn't. It was the egg mayo sandwich. You know, I just felt I wasn't throwing up, but I felt like queasy by the time I had gotten home, so I just expected that was something I ate. Wednesday I went and I got myself a pregnancy test, because I was suspecting that if I have to go to this doctor, you know, he's gonna ask me, when last did you have a test? I mean, that's kind of like, you know, on my to-do list of things that he would ask generally when we're talking about fertility. So Thursday morning I woke up nice and early and I took that pregnancy test, and I did not expect it to be positive. I just expected it to be negative, because I've had so many negative tests even when I believed I was pregnant before. And really, it started turning the slightest and faintest of positive. I couldn't believe it. I immediately called Rudi. Like, I was like running and I was like, Rudi, come look at this, come look at this. We were so happy. But Rudi was obviously like, you know, no, it's so faint. Am I really pregnant? You know, what does it mean? We've had so many months of bad news. How can we trust this? So basically, I went to the doctor and I explained the long story to him, and in the end told him about this faintly positive pregnancy test. And he did a transvaginal ultrasound and a pap smear, and he was looking and he's like, you know, your endometrium wall is really thick. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know. And then he said, you look like you could possibly be pregnant. And like, I was so happy to hear that. So in the end, what he did find was something that looked like a really small gestational sac. I'm not sure if that means I was 4 months in or just before 4 months, but he wanted to check, like, you know, double check with blood tests, which he did. And I expected an answer within 24 hours. And actually within 3 hours, he actually called me and he's like, Alicia, you're definitely pregnant. How cool is that? I was so happy, and I called Rudi immediately, and like, we were just, then it became real. So over the last week, so this is roughly 5 days ago that I got the news. Over the last week, my nausea has increased. I'm not throwing up, but I do find like in the mornings I'm a bit nauseous, and I'm also a bit nauseous at about like 2-3 o'clock sometime then. Other than that, I'm not pretty nauseous throughout the day. It's not like a continuous thing. I'm not having any increased smells or anything like that. I am having cramping on my tummy all the time. Well, not continuously, but like, you know, on and off. Like every day there are cramps. It almost feels like something is stretching inside of me. I guess that's probably like, you know, the walls and the muscle stretching. I mean, I don't have very good muscles at all. I'm not a very fit person. So it's probably that's stretching. What else have I had? Fatigue. I've been so tired. I do not sleep during the day, but for the last 2 or 3 days I've actually been taking naps like a little toddler. I get so tired in the afternoon, just around the same time as the nausea. Like I get exhausted. Like I feel like I've been up for 2 days and I need to sleep right away. So hopefully that goes away quite quickly, and hopefully the nausea does not turn into actual vomiting. Let's think. We haven't told people yet. So we're hoping to tell our family soon. We've got another scan in just over 1 week to go and see that the baby is really in my tummy and that there really is a baby inside of that gestational sac. And after that, we're planning on telling our families. Soon after that, you guys will see this video. Let's think. Also, my tummy has been bloated as well. It looks like I'm kind of pregnant, but I'm not. Well, I mean, I am pregnant, but it looks like I've got a pregnancy bump, but I don't really have a pregnancy bump. I mean, that's impossible. There's no ways I'm like 6, 8, 10 weeks pregnant by now. I don't think. I mean, they would have seen that on the ultrasound by then. So let me show you. So that's what my tummy's looking like. I'm gonna try and do weekly pregnancy vlog updates about what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to answer as many of your questions. For those of you who are just like me, who were Googling things about am I really pregnant, or is this in my head? I'm no expert, but I mean, let my experiences be yours.